Dune 2 and Dune 2000 stand as legendary titles in gaming history. Dune 2 more than 2000, but roll with me for a second. Released in 1992 and 1998 respectively, they transported players to the treacherous sands of Arrakis, where spice flowed and empires clashed. But here's the good news, you can relive those epic battles right now on current day devices. I've searched for, installed and tested 8 distinct ways of playing Dune 2 and Dune 2000 on modern hardware, and I'll show you all of them. But first things first, where do you find Dune 2 or Dune 2000, since you can't buy them from any digital store? One possibility is you still have physical versions of the games and the appropriate drives to read them. However, I imagine most people out there don't maintain a physical retro PC game collection, or haven't started one in 2022 like this idiot. So for them, the solution is to find the games through various abandonware sites or otherwise getting them from somewhere else online. My current site of choice is myabandonware.com, where you'll find both games. So let's start with
Dune, the building of a dynasty.
In order to get the most period appropriate gameplay experience, in the absence of a PC from the start of the 90s of course, we start with DOSBOX. DOSBOX emulates an MS-DOS environment, complete with sound, input, graphics, and even networking. Find it on the DOSBOX website, where you can then download the latest version for your particular OS. You will download the install package, run it, and place it into a folder of your choice. In order for DOSBOX to work though, you'll need a different folder where you can store your games. Mine is called All Games DOSBOX. You can name yours whatever you want. When you start up DOSBOX, you'll have to tell it where this folder of games is by mounting it as the C drive. I know, a bit confusing, but I'll take you through the process step by step. What you have to type is mount space C space and then the directory address of your folder. In my case, that looks like mount space C space F:\/ all games DOSBOX, and then you hit enter. This should mount the folder as the C drive, but we're not done yet. Next, you have to shift from the Z drive to this mounted drive, and what you have to do is write C:\/ enter, and you'll be ready to access your folder by typing CD space followed by the name of the folder, and then going as deep as you need depending on how many folders within folders you have. By the way, CD here means change directory. Once you're in your Dune 2 folder, just run dune2.x and the game should start, possibly in a small ass window. In order to maximize the window, simply press Alt and Enter at the same time, and you'll be on your way playing the original Dune 2 in all its ancient glory.
Reporting.
Another way of playing Dune 2 is via OpenDune, an open source recreation of Dune 2 that allows the game to run natively on modern systems. And to install it, you need to go to the GitHub page, click on the latest version, and download the self-installation kit. Once you have that in your computer, extract it, of course, and I suggest you open the README to see what are the steps you need to follow going forward, but I'll take you through them as well. All you have to do now is to take your Dune 2 files and dump them in the data folder created in the OpenDune folder already. Keep in mind, your Dune 2 needs to be the 1.7 version for this to work. Mine initially wasn't, so I had to track it down. I'll post a link in a pinned comment for it. Once OpenDune has the correct version of Dune 2, double-clicking on OpenDune will start up the game. Now, for whatever reason, I could not manage to get it to start in full screen, but that is quickly fixed by going Alt and Enter again. And going through the first mission is fine and all, but it's super fun and interesting how you will get the copy protection question at the end of it. You can easily answer this through the previously downloaded manual. Now, I'm not sure OpenDune has the copy protection on its own. This might be because of my version of Dune 2, but it was a very legit and original type experience. It should be noted that OpenDune fixes a bunch of issues the game had, especially with its AI, so the gameplay experience won't be the original one, it's an enhanced experience. You can detoggle the enhancement from the OpenDune.ini file, so you can still play the OG version if you wish to. You might run into a couple of issues with OpenDune once you're up and playing though. For instance, for whatever reason, on my machine, whenever you finish a mission and get to the map screen, the cursor won't move beyond the bounds of the original small window. You can play the game in the small window of course, but that's kinda beyond the point. So the workaround I found is to select a new mission while in the small window, Wait for it to start, save your game because you can do that, then close OpenDune and restart it, load the game, and you'll be able to continue playing the mission as it was. The game doesn't take long at all to boot up, so this workaround doesn't really affect the experience or take too much time. But then again, this might only happen on my machine for whatever reason and not on yours. Just thought I'd mention it in case it does. Another way of playing Dune 2 is through Dune Legacy, another fan-made rebuild of the original game which adds some extra things by default this time. You can search for the Dune Legacy SourceForge site, go to download, look for your particular OS and download the installation kit. You set it in your choice of folder and then it will ask you for the original Dune 2 files, which is when you have to point it to wherever you have the original game folder installed, and then all you have to do is run the Dune Legacy executable. This one integrates features like group selection and a bunch more unit actions, not to mention different degrees and types of enemy AI, allowing for a deeper customization of skirmish games, which it also offers. So Dune Legacy is beyond what I would consider an original-like Dune 2 experience. It's a great game, but I think it's different enough from the original to be a bit separate. Still, absolutely nothing wrong with choosing this as your option for playing the game. Dune Dynasty is another possible option that will also require the original Dune 2 files and seems to work with basically all of the existing versions out there, except if they are already modded. I had some issues getting it to work initially, possibly because I've been modding the hell out of my Dune 2 files to make these videos, but once I used the .pack files from an unmodded version, it worked, so keep an eye out for that. This shouldn't be an issue if this is the first mod you install. You can find Dune Dynasty on a SourceForge site where you have to scroll down a bit and can then download the latest version. Once you extract the archive, you'll have to move the .pack files into the pre-existing data folder and you should be good to go. Dune Dynasty is built on top of OpenDune and brings a slew of new features to the table. Zooming, rally points, new build queue interface, as well as multiple unit selection and control groups. Much like Dune Legacy, Dune Dynasty is one step further away from the original gaming experience, so choose at your own discretion. Dune 2 The Golden Path is a remake which focuses on the multiplayer aspect exclusively, so this one has no single player appeal unfortunately, and that is what I am looking for in this list, but thought I'd at least mention it. Dune 2 The Maker, as the text says right here, is an open source remake of Dune 2 which is being worked on by a solo dev, who has been taking a break from it for a bit. The project isn't as far along as the previous ones, meaning it has nowhere near the same amount of extra features, but in its current state it has zooming, drag multiple unit selection, as well as a super speedy indifferent building interface, not to mention queuing. Since this project hasn't been around for a long time, this means there are still potentially many things to come if and when the dev returns to working on it. Let's move on to Dune 2000. There's at least two ways of playing Dune 2000 on modern hardware. One is the Gruntmods edition and the second is the OpenRA version. I'll show you both. You can get the Gruntmods version from several places, including myabandonware.com, as well as the Gruntmods website. I chose the all-in-one package because it comes loaded with everything you need to play the game. All you have to do is download it and install it, and then run the game. It's a very plug-and-play experience, as it were. The Gruntmods version of Dune 2000 is possibly the closest one to the original experience. When you run it without messing about with the settings, everything works well, and you get to play the game in its glorious 640 by 480 resolution. Once you bump up the resolution, it's possible you'll get some issues with the videos and some parts of the game, like I did, but the game itself will run fine. The OpenRA version, on the other hand, is a complete fan-made rebuild of the engine, and it comes with a series of modern-day gameplay enhancements, hence modifying the original experience. As opposed to the Gruntmods version, you will need the original Dune 2000 files in order to play the OpenRA version. You have to go to the OpenRA website, download and run the install package. When you run the Dune 2000 executable, you will be asked to install and or download a series of original Dune 2000 files. This is where having the Dune 2000 ISO can help tremendously, which you can find on the earlier mentioned My Abandonware website. OpenRA is a different experience from the original game. You have right-clicking in this one, various stances for your troops, as well as unit veterancy. This version does also come with very well implemented mission briefing videos, as well as online multiplayer options that, as you can see, are still very much alive. I hope you found the video informative, and let me know in the comments which version of Dune 2 or Dune 2000 you played or is your favorite. I have been Steve von Ansen, thank you very much for watching, and have a great rest of your day.